What, somebody else on there?
Ooh, how about now?
Nothing yet.
Check the sound. I know I see my face.
There we go. Don't do nothing else.
Sound good?
Yeah.
All right, you can turn that off there.
All right. It's a lag.
We're gonna do the best we can. I'm gonna play with it when I get home. So, so in case it wasn't on there, I'm gonna say again, Shabbat Shalom to everybody on live, everybody in class. This is the Hebrew Chosen Elect Sabbath class. This is our pre-Passover lead-up reading. Last week we started in Genesis chapter 37 and read up to 39. And this week we're going to be picking up in Genesis chapter 40 and verse 1. So everybody's there? Okay. I'm gonna read. Yeah, y'all can be here in a minute. Unless you want to read. All right. Okay, come. Okay. Go ahead, Freddie.
This is the book of Genesis. We good? Everybody there? Yes, sir. The book of Genesis, chapter 40, starting verse 1. And it came to pass after these things that the butler of the king of Egypt and his baker had offended their lord, the king of Egypt.
So real quick, just to recap, and yo, yeah, this ain't. So last week, who knows what happened last week? You.
Yes.
In fact, you know what happened last week? Okay, let him know. Let him know. He don't know. Let him know.
Joseph was in prison because he wouldn't lie.
Yeah, remember, so remember, Joseph was the most loved child of all of Jacob's sons, right? Y'all remember?
Yeah.
Okay, so he was bringing back what type of report on his brothers? It was what they called, it was an evil report, meaning they was being evil, and he was bringing that news back to Pops, right? And what happened when he did that? They ain't like it too much. It was jealous over him, yeah. And they ain't like that he was bringing back those reports, right? But should he have brought back the right report, or should he have made something up? Because so that to appease his brothers. Quick, this is for y'all. Should he have made something up, or should he have been honest like he was and told he should have been honest, right? Okay, so him doing that, they were offended by that. They were mad. They were like, "Oh, you ain't with us," type. It was like that. But he still was bringing back the report because it was true. And what's that showing us? What's that showing us? That he wasn't worried about them not liking him. He was still doing what he's supposed to do. What that show us? Obedience. It also showed us not to be followers. We're not supposed to be followers, right? We're supposed to be leaders. So let me get real quick. I'll get it. Judith chapter 9, verse 11. I like to go here. Judith chapter 9, verse 11. Because this is going to be part of your walk, whether you're old or young, and being in the truth and following what the Bible says as opposed to what the world tells you to do. They're going to contrast with each other, and you're going to have to pick. Am I going to give into the peer pressures of the world, or am I going to be a leader? Because you can only be one or two things. You can be a leader or a follower. So what do y'all want to be? Y'all want to be followers, or you want to be leaders? Because followers, they're chumps at the end of the day. You got to be a leader. So I hope that's what you want to be. So, and it's important. It's dictated. It's written in this word from the front to back. It teaches you to be a leader, not a follower. Only to it said teach you to be a follower. If you're talking about of the Most High in His right ways. But then in the world, you're supposed to be a leader. You're supposed to be an example of what? The ways of the Most High. So Judah chapter 9:11, it reads, for thy, I'm at the wrong one, 8:24, Salagi. Just one chapter back, couple verses back. Judah 8:24, and reads, now therefore, O brethren, let us show an example to our brethren. You see that? Let us show an example to our brethren. So that's why when we know that we're Israelites and we know we're supposed to keep the laws of the Most High, not the ways of the world, we give all diligence to do it. And it doesn't matter if we're out in the world and nobody else is doing it. It doesn't matter if people are looking at us crazy. It doesn't matter if our own brothers are mad because we're doing right and we're bringing back the true report like Joseph did. It doesn't matter because we're going to show an example. That's what Joseph did. Even though his brothers didn't see it at the time, we're going to see in the story that they've seen it later. Their conscience is going to start to convict them. But through all the things that they was doing, Joseph was showing an example. He was staying 10 toes down to be righteous. 10 toes down. Standing on his square of righteousness. You see that? Let me finish this. Let me finish this one out, and then we'll go there. Let us show an example to our brethren, because their hearts depend upon us. And whether they know it or not, their hearts depend upon us. Our peoples in the world that ain't following this, that's not doing this, and even the ones that's like get mad when you tell them they're wrong, get mad that you're moving in the right spirit out of jealousy, like you said, even though their hearts still depend upon us. They don't, because our people don't know that they're headed towards death. They don't know that they're the walking dead. Our people do not know that they're the dry bones of Ezekiel. They think everything's all good. People think that because they have food on their table, that they have water to drink, clothes on the back, house and car, nice car, good job, everything is great. Yeah, I got my bank account is full, Most High is blessing me, not knowing that it could be the devil that's blessing them. So our brethren's hearts depend upon us being those leaders, showing that example. What's my spot? And the sanctuary and the house and the altar rests upon us. See, the Most High brought us here for a reason, and all these things are on our shoulders now. You see that?
It's our responsibility.
It's our responsibility. We have a responsibility. We have a duty to our people and to ourselves. So yeah, that's all I got on that. You have one, Kalak?
Yeah, I have a scripture here, Mark 10:19, and it says, thou knowest the commandments, do not commit adultery, do not kill, do not steal, do not bear false witness, defraud not, honor thy mother and thy father. Joseph looked at the wholeness of the law. He understands that if you'll lie, you'll steal. If you'll steal, you'll kill to cover that, right? He understands that when we go to work today and we say that we're going to go do our job, but we're hanging out in the locker room, then we're stealing time, right? Yep. So he understands that the very concept of lying or being a pastime snitch, that it can easily lead to murder.
Right, right. Khan, yeah, he knew these things. That's why he was loved by Jacob. He was the one at that time.
And we learned through history. We learned through history that these attributes come in legions.
Yeah, we're live on StreamYard, so and it's we shared it to Facebook. So you want to go live on your phone, it's up to you. But we shared it, so we're live on StreamYard. So you got your sword?
Yeah, what you streaming from?
So that's all we had on that? Okay, yeah. So we can go back to the reading while he gets his stuff. If you could.
On Genesis 40, verse 2. And Pharaoh was wroth against two of his officers, against the chief of the butlers and against the chief of the bakers. And he put them in ward in the house of the captain of the guard, into the prison, the place where Joseph was bound.
We might have, but we'll just go through it. It's all good. No, we're good.
Verse 4.
The recap.
Repetition.
And the captain of the guard charged Joseph with them, and he served them, and they continued a season in war. And they
hold on, where we at?
Verse
You're
5.
going to go to 5.
Kind. Okay.
Verse 5. And they dreamed a dream, both of them, each man his dream in one night, each man according to the interpretation of his dream. And the butler and the baker of the king of Egypt, which were bound in the prison. And Joseph came in unto them in the morning, and looked upon them, and behold, they were sad. And he asked Pharaoh's officers that were with him in the ward of his lord's house, saying, Wherefore look ye so sadly today? And they said unto him, We have dreamed a dream, and there is no interpreter of it. And Joseph said unto them, Do not interpretations belong to Yahweh? Tell me them, I pray you. And the chief butler told his dream to Joseph. And Joseph said to him, In my dream, behold, a vine was before me, and in the vine were 3 branches, and it was as though it budded, and her blossoms shot forth, and the clusters thereof brought forth ripe grapes. And Pharaoh's cup was in my hand, and I took the grapes and pressed them into Pharaoh's cup, and I gave the cup into Pharaoh's hand. And Joseph said unto him, This is the interpretation of it. The 3 branches are 3 days. Yet within 3 days shall Pharaoh lift up thine head and restore thee unto thy place. And thou shalt deliver Pharaoh's cup into his hand, after the former manner, when thou wast his butler. But think on me when it shall be well with thee, and show kindness, and pray thee unto me, and make mention of me unto Pharaoh, and bring me out of this house. For indeed I was stolen away out of the land of the Hebrews, and here also have I done nothing, that they should put me into the dungeon. When the chief baker saw that the interpretation was good, he said unto Joseph, I also was in my dream, and behold, I had 3 white baskets on my head. And in the uppermost basket there was of all manner of baked meats for Pharaoh, and the birds did eat them out of the basket upon my head. And Joseph answered and said, This is the interpretation thereof. The 3 baskets are 3 days. Yet within 3 days shall Pharaoh lift up thy head from off thee, and shall hang thee on a tree, and the birds shall eat thy flesh from off of thee. And it came to pass the 3rd day, which was Pharaoh's birthday, and he made a feast unto all his servants. And he lifted up the head of the chief butler and of the chief baker among his servants. And he restored the chief butler unto his butlership again. And he gave the cup into Pharaoh's hand. But he hanged the chief baker as Joseph had interpreted to them. Yet did not the chief butler remember Joseph, but forgot him.
Right. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Can you pick it up? Yeah, so I think we might have read that one, but it's all good. We might have read that last week.
Yeah.
But no,
Okay.
It's all right. You good? Go ahead.
Chapter 41, verse 1. And it came to pass at the end of the 2 full years that Pharaoh dreamed, and behold, he stood by the river. And behold, there came up out of the river 7 well-favored kine and fat-fleshed, and they fed in a meadow. And behold, 7 other kine came up after them out of the river, ill-favored and lean-fleshed, and stood by the other kine upon the brink of the river. And the ill-favored and the lean-fleshed kine did eat up the 7 well-favored and fat kine. So Pharaoh woke, and he slept and dreamed the second time. And behold, 7 ears of corn came up upon one stalk, rank and good. And behold, 7 thin ears and blasted with the east wind sprung up after them. And the 7th thin ear devoured the 7 rank and full ears. And Pharaoh awoke, and behold, it was a dream. And it came to pass in the morning that his spirit was troubled, and he sent and called for all the magicians of Egypt and all the wise men thereof. And Pharaoh told them his dream, but there was none that could interpret them unto Pharaoh. Then spake the chief butler unto Pharaoh, saying, I do remember my faults this day. Pharaoh was wroth with his servants and put me inward in the captain of the guard's house, both me and the chief baker. And we dreamed a dream in one night. I and he, we dreamed each man according to the interpretation of his dream. And there was there with us a young man, and Hebrew, servant to the captain of the guard. And we told him, and he interpreted to us our dreams. To each man according to his dream, he did interpret. And it came to pass, as he interpreted to us, so it was. Me he restored unto mine office, and him he hanged. The Pharaoh sent and called Joseph, and they brought him hastily out of the dungeon, and he shaved himself and changed his raiment and came in unto Pharaoh. And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, I have dreamed a dream, and there is none that can interpret it. And I have heard say of thee that thou canst understand a dream to interpret it. And Joseph answered Pharaoh, saying, it is not in me. Yahweh shall give Pharaoh an answer of peace. And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, in my dream, behold, I stood upon the bank of the river.
Why is Joseph getting all these interpretations? Because we read last week that dreams are let's go there real quick. Sirach 34. (34:1). If somebody can read that, we're gonna read down.
34:1.
34:1, come on.
And it reads, the hopes of a man void of understanding are vain and false, and dreams lift up fools.
Dreams lift up fools. Go ahead.
Whoso regardeth dreams is like him that catcheth at a shadow, and followeth after the wind.
Because some people, they observe their dreams more than the Bible. Oh, yeah, I had a dream last night that the world is going to come to an end tomorrow. Man, it's going to be stealth bombers flying out the sky. And tomorrow, watch out, and then tomorrow comes by. No, the end of the world didn't come. Why would he say that? Because he gives more to dreams than reading. Because if he read, he would have known what? Right. No man knows the day. But some people are like that.
But we relegate it that way. But if somebody died, a lot of people died yesterday, but we don't know about. Right. You see what I'm saying?
A lot of people.
You might have had a dream that people died the following day.
Oh yeah, a lot of people did die.
A lot of people did die.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Or he might have had a dream that somebody they'll have a dream that, let's say, some rapper that's really on his way out the door anyway by the things he talks about and does in the streets. Be like, yeah, I had a dream that I don't know, let's say King Von. He's a dude that died. He was a rapper, and he used to put a few in the ground itself, right? And say a brother has a dream, yeah, King Von, he's gonna die. Watch, I know his death is coming up, and then a week later he gets killed. Somebody gonna be like, oh man, that must have been sent from God. I'm a prophet. King Von killed 100 dudes, and he's rapping about it, and he already Cat's been trying to kill King Von. It was already coming. You didn't even you would have had to give the day, the hour, and the how it happened for it to be, something. But people would take that though, around that like, oh, that dream, that was prophetic.
Yeah.
And then you start following that dude.
Yeah.
Now he talking about he's Christ. There's cats out there calling that. There's so that. But either way, regarding dreams, dreams aren't to be regarded in that fashion. Go ahead.
Verse 3. The vision of dreams is the resemblance of one thing to another, even as the likeness of a face to a face. Of an unclean thing, what can be cleansed? And from that thing which is false, what truth can come? Divinations and soothsayings and dreams are vain, and the heart fancy, as a woman's heart in travail. If they be not sent from the Most High in thy visitation, set not thy heart upon them.
Right. So how are we gonna know if they were sent from the Most High or not? Like, what's the indeterminate factor?
It come to pass.
It come to pass, yeah. But even before that, like if you're trying to interpret it, right?
Yeah.
But I brought it up last week. But the dream was that Esau gets salvation. Well, how am I determine that that's BS? Because the word says the opposite. In Isaiah 8:20 says, if it speak not according to this word, there's no light in it. You see that? So that's one, real quick, easy way. Like, okay, this dream I had is not even going along with what the Most High left me. So I know I shouldn't observe. I should forget I had it, maybe store it up and see if some. But I'm not going about like, hey, I had this dream, man, and this, that, and third is going to happen. I think Esau is good now. Most High, he showed me. You're not doing that. If you do that, you're ended down a dead end street.
You're on the wrong track.
Right. So where we stop at right there?
17.
It's 17. You read the 17?
We on the Sirach.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about in Genesis.
Yeah, you read the where you stop at?
It's 6.
It's 6.
Yeah. So
you can keep going to 7. Yeah.
Verse 7. For dreams have deceived many, and they have failed that put their trust in them.
Then they have failed. See that? They put their trust in dreams. Because you're supposed to put your trust in what? Read down one more.
Verse 8. The law shall be found perfect.
This word we put trust in. Put our trust in the law. The words of God. Go ahead.
The law shall be found perfect without lies, and wisdom is perfection to a faithful mouth.
To a faithful mouth. See that? What you had?
I have Psalms 1 and 3.
Okay, go ahead.
Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of the sinner, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law doth he meditate day and night. And he shall be like a tree planted unto the river of water, that bringeth forth his fruit in his season. His leaf also shall not wither, and whatsoever he doeth shall prosper.
And you see, and that's a person that and somebody that's moving like that. That's somebody that can break down your dreams, maybe. They can actually, if you're looking for somebody to break them down, that's somebody you want to go to.
Yeah, and he can start it.
And because he ain't gonna feed you some more, stuff out of his mind. And if he's moving that way, if he don't know, he's gonna say what? Brother, at the end of the day, I don't know. Let's go to Sirach 34 real quick. Don't think too much on it, brother. Like so let's but who else had the same understanding? Go to Daniel real quick, 1-17, and I'll read it.
Daniel 1.
Yeah, Daniel 1:17. So because Joseph had the understanding, but also we're going to see that Daniel also was given understanding in dreams.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So Daniel 1:17. I'll give you a couple seconds to get to it. Further out. Yeah, I know. Try to slow it down a little bit.
Just a little.
So. I know. Come on, you supposed to know your Bible better. Nah, you supposed to be quicker than that by now, man. Look, look at the covering, man. He should know this one by now. He shouldn't even have to. He should just be able to open it.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, kind of. So 1:17 reads, "As for these 4 children, Yahweh gave them knowledge and skill and all learning and wisdom." So, and this is a good story. Read Daniel 1 to get the whole story on that.
Yeah.
Everybody should know this story here. So he gave them all knowledge and skill and all learning and wisdom. And Daniel had understanding in all dreams, all visions and dreams. So it was Joseph was given that, and Daniel also. But why not everybody though? Why not everybody? Why can't everybody do that?
Okay. Everybody put that.
It ain't. But and then also there's certain traits. These men were meek, right? Sirach 3:19 says that yeah. It says many I wait for everybody to get it. 3:19. I was rushing again. Rushing, So now we're in Sirach 3:19. So why were they what was it about them that the Most High gave them, understanding like this? And it says, many are in high place and of renown, but mysteries are revealed unto the meek. So that's the Most High reveals his mysteries to the meek. He revealed his mysteries to Moses, who was meek, Joseph, who was meek, Daniel, who was meek, the children of Israel. Yeah, when we turn meek.
You ain't meek yet?
When we turn meek. I don't know. I'm gonna let the Most High determine that. I try to be.
Very good.
Try to be though. Says, for the power of Yahweh is great, and he is honored of the lowly. These cats also, they didn't show prideful.
No,
these was humble brothers.
Bold, not prideful.
Right. And you can be bold and not prideful. That's one thing our people don't know, is that you can be both.
Yeah.
We think that to be bold, you gotta be prideful, you gotta be everything is the wrong way. Ready to fight. Right. Ready to fight any drop of a dime. Yeah. Gotta defend anything said against me with words, with fists, maybe guns. It can go as far as you want to take it out.
They so macho they can't lean on the word meek.
Yeah. Ain't no meek. So you can get a chump. Yeah, I'm gonna send the cut over here. I'm gonna show you meek. Watch. I got you meek. Meek to me is just being quiet with a pistol in my hand. I'm meek till you come around that corner. Yeah. Right. So, for the power of Yahweh is great, and he is honored of the lowly. Seek not out the things that are too hard for thee, neither search the things that are above thy strength. But what is commanded thee, think thereupon with reverence. So that's another thing, though. That's another thing to remember. A lot of people, they try to go, out into outer space with this thing. Coming to the truth, and they want to know about, how fast the spaceships go. They talking about the once you get to the ice barrier, play a new rule, you go to the ice barrier, there's 4 gates there. It's the world ain't a ball, which I'm cool with, but Not only that, when you go to that ice wall, there's gates there, okay? And look, we just gotta get past these gates at the ice wall. Yeah, and there's other lands back there.
Forget about hollow earth.
The hollow earth.
Babylon.
Sound like a bunch of nonsense, but that's how far people take it. But it says, but what is commanded thee, think thereupon with reverence. What's commanded us? What we get into, what you was brought back to. A lot of us get brought back just to travel off again. Yeah, going off into the book of Judas Iscariot. You get that new Judas Iscariot book. Deep. Before he fell off, he was righteous at one time. And he wrote this book.
But he liked money.
I'm telling you. It's at Barnes and Nobles.
That's the Gnostics gospel.
Yeah, the Gospel of Judas.
Yeah.
Oh, it really is one.
What? Hold on. I thought that was found.
I ain't know.
I thought that was ancient scripts. Some of them.
Man, look, I got
some of them in the non-commodity.
Listen, so is the Gilgamesh epic though.
Nah.
I'm saying.
Yeah, but I mean that don't line up with the scriptures. Well, just because it's ancient don't make it. You know what I'm saying?
I know, but in terms of like
line up, right?
The Book of Judas, I don't know, but I know that we can go on the BLB. We can see the ancient manuscripts of this.
Right.
We can go and see. Okay, did it say this? We can, we can actually. I know that's a different topic, but let's say the book of Nimrod then. Cats will go off into that. That's the point. Look, it's that book of Thomas. It's at Barnes and Nobles. This shit is legit, man. I got it.
Barnes and Noble,
yeah. But the Most High said, "What is commanded thee, think thereupon with reverence."
Come on.
Verse 22: For it is not needful for thee to see with thine eyes the things that are in secret. And see, some of us we go into trying to get dreams. A lot of people go to bed hoping, the Most High might show me something today. Yeah, you are really want to know the unseen. But that if the Most High want to give it to us, He's gonna give it to us. Our mind got to be focused on the commandments. That's what we see with Joseph, Daniel, Moses, and they were revealed the secret things. Be not curious in unnecessary matters, for more things are showed unto thee than men understand. You see that? We can go out in the world and we can see that a whole lot more things have been shown unto us than most of the world. We can see the wide gate. Right. We can see that the Most High said that the way is the narrow gate. Well, ain't nobody following what I'm following, and they looking at it as crazy. And the book has been here all this time. How come nobody ever learned this the way the Most High put in my spirit? Now I'm picking it up.
Not being taught.
Right, not being taught, but also at the end of the day, the Most High had that blinder up. The Most High is putting that lock and seal on it, even though it's right here the whole time.
Right.
But now you see little by little, people understanding, following it, and we're the ones that look different and weird to the outside world.
But the outside world calls it mysteries.
Right.
Only because they don't know.
Right. What it is though, it's that straight gate. Right. So when you see that, it just should give you more certification within yourself that, okay, I'm in the right place. Because everybody doing that. That's the wide gate.
We used to refer to it as the cone effect. Because the closer you draw nigh to Yah, the smaller the road gets.
Right. Exactly.
You can't carry all that baggage with you.
Right.
You're going to fit through the straight and narrow.
The eye of a needle. You got the eye of the needle parable. Yeah. You was about to say something?
Yeah, we see time and time in the scriptures that the kingdom of God has been taken by force, right? Mm-hmm. And the other heathen nations, they always try to take the things of God. And it says, but what advantage is of the Jew?
Every way.
In every way, right? Mm-hmm. See, so these are nations that are trying to break into that room of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that has been stored up for Israel only.
Con. And that I like that.
The wicked trying to take the covenant into their mouth. Yeah.
And I like that one. I want to go bounce off of that. I want to bounce off of that now and go to Baruch 3.
What is it?
3 and 30. No, 3 and I gotta get there. Yeah, what you say about the nations? They tried to
break into the room of that wisdom and understanding.
Right.
That was part of the inheritance of Israel.
Right, exactly. And that's why you see that every time they do, they turn it. That's why you see they're the ones that turn the truth of God into a lie. Like, they can't even control themselves. They can't help it because it's not for them. Yeah.
They write little notes, putting it in the brick.
Mm-hmm. Right. All right. Most I gonna bless me. Look, I got a whole notebook. Shit. I brought a whole notebook on my trip. Yes, yeah. Y'all got a little piece of paper. Right now. Put me a little paper. I got a notebook.
The only thing they're gonna hurt is what they got here.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And their attempts to steal it. In 1 Kings 22:22, it says, "And the Lord said unto him, wherewith? And he said, I will go forth, and I will be a lying spirit in the mouth of all his prophets." He said, thou shalt persuade him and prevail. Also go forth and do so.
Exactly. And that shows the Most High. This is the Most High doing these things.
That's right.
They have the Most High is having counsel with his angels, and he's allowing spirits to go out and do these things.
Right.
And on the heathens, they not getting this. Like that's a good scripture. Let's go to Baruch 3 and go to 14.
The book of Baruch, chapter 3, verse 14. Learn where is wisdom, where is strength, where is understanding, that thou mayest know also where is length of days and life, where is the light of the eyes and peace.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Who have found out her place, or who have come into her treasures? Where are the princes of the heathen become, and such as ruled the beast upon the earth? Mm-hmm. They that had their pastime with the fowls of the air, and they that hoarded up silver and gold, wherein men trust, and made no end of their getting. Mm-hmm. For they that wrought in silver, and were so careful, and whose works are unsearchable, they are vanished and gone down to the grave, and others are come up in their steads. Mm-hmm. Young men have seen light and dwell upon the earth, but the way of knowledge have they not known.
So a lot of many thousands of millions have come up on the earth in the way of knowledge they have not known. Like Pharaoh, he did not know. The baker and they didn't know. They come into the one who does know. Go ahead.
Nor understood the paths thereof, nor laid hold of it. Their children were far off from that way. Mm-hmm. It hath not been heard of in Canaan. Yep. Neither heard it been seen in Teman.
So Canaan and Teman, Teman is Esau,
yeah,
right?
Teman.
Teman. Go ahead.
The Hagarenes that seek wisdom upon earth.
So these cats, they seek wisdom. Do you know what the Hagarenes are?
Yeah, the Hagarenes. That's Egypt.
That's Egypt? Okay.
Yeah, Hagar.
Yeah. Ain't that? Hold up. The Egyptians?
Yeah, that's the Egyptians.
But that's where the knowledge comes from, though.
Yeah, okay.
That's where knowledge comes from. Kemet, the cradle of civilization, Hotep.
Neither have it been seen in Teman, the Agarenes that seek wisdom upon earth, the merchants of Moran and of Teman, the authors of fables.
Authors of what?
Fables.
Ain't that what they come up with?
Hollywood.
Hollywood. They taken the Bible and made it a fable to those that are listening. Hollywood, they get a lot of most of their content from movies. They really just jack it from the stories in the Bible, put a bow tie on it, flip it this way, that way. Right? Go ahead.
The authors of fables and searchers out of understanding. None of these have known the way of wisdom or remember her past.
See, none of them know this. Go ahead.
O Israel, how great is the house of Yahweh, and how large is the place of his possession. Mm-hmm. Great and have none end, yep. High and unmeasurable.
Yep.
there were the giants famous from the beginning.
Okay. Hey, in the beginning, there was giants in right out before the flood. Remember, it was giants. You know about the Anakims out? Okay, well, let's see how great since it matters, let's see how great the giants were then. Let's see what good there being giants was. Go ahead.
There were the giants famous from the beginning that were of a great stature and so expert in war.
It was big. It was warlike. Man, it was like superheroes on Marvel. All right, go ahead.
Those did not Yahweh choose, neither gave he the way of knowledgeable unto them.
Bunch of big dummies. So you worried about if it was giants in the old day? Yeah, it was giants. Who knows how big they were, but it says giants. Okay, calm. There's giants on the football team, and the dumbest ones is the biggest ones. Yeah, there's a bunch of dumb old linemen.
Big dummies.
But go ahead.
But they were destroyed because they had no wisdom and perished through their own foolishness, who have gone up into heaven and taken her and brought her down from the clouds, who have gone over the sea and found her and will bring her for pure gold.
Yeah.
No man knoweth her way, nor thinketh of her path. But he that knoweth all things knoweth her, and hath found her out with his understanding. He that prepared the earth for evermore hath filled it with four-footed beasts. He that sendeth forth light, and it calleth it again, and it obeyeth him with fear. The stars shined in their watches, and rejoice when he calleth them. They say, here we be, and so with cheerfulness they show light unto him that them. This is our power, and there shall none other be accounted of his compassion of him. He hath found out all the way of knowledge, and hath given it unto Jacob his servant, and to Israel his beloved.
See that? So why is Joseph got this understanding? He was meek, right, and humble, and followed Most High's ways. And guess what? And he was a descendant of Jacob. That's why the nations have to come. He's in captivity, and they gotta come to him, right? Yeah. So we can go back to the reading. All the wisdom's given to Israel, and if it's going to be some understandings in dreams, it's going to be given to Israelite that's keeping the commandments of God in spirit and truth and in meekness and humility. Go ahead.
I got a precept.
Okay, what you got?
Isaiah 28. We can start at 9.
Isaiah 28:9. Let's get it. Isaiah 28:9. I'll read it for you. You break it down. Isaiah 28:9. Whom shall he teach knowledge? And whom shall he make to understand doctrine? Them that are weaned from the milk.
So them that are weaned from the milk, that would be the children of Israel. We the original covenant. We have the original statutes and commandments. Go ahead.
And drawn from the breast.
And drawn from the breast, they will be drawn from the law, statutes, and commandments. That's who is going to give the perfect understanding, and he's going to make to understand the doctrine. It's going to be the children of Israel, and they're going to be keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. They're going to be in meek, humble spirit.
Keep going.
You can.
For precept must be upon precept.
Command must be upon command.
Precept upon precept.
Command upon command.
Line upon line.
And of course, you're going to search his Bible line upon line.
Line upon line.
Line upon line.
Here a little and there a little.
And we're going to go through the whole Bible in context. The beginning of the Bible, some of this Apocrypha, and we're going to go in the New Testament, and it's going to bring your knowledge full circle. That's how you're going to get perfect understanding. All right. That's all I want.
And that's, that's the difference in us. And like, let's say, the different religions out there.
That was Isaiah?
They just
Isaiah
pick up
28, 9, 10.
Yeah, they just pick up the Bible and they just read it and they just go with whatever it says in certain spots. And then if they don't get it, they just say, yeah, well, you ain't reading the context. You didn't get the context. Well, what is the context? I don't know. Let me call my pastor.
Justify.
Yeah, how do you know context? But I don't. Now, your context is the right context. Well, what if I say mine's different?
It just tells you how you're going to get the context.
So who you going to believe? Well, I'm gonna believe the one that's actually trying to keep commandments. And if it's me in the situation and you're not, I'm gonna say, well, I'm rolling with what the Most High showed me, because I know what Psalms 111:10 says. Oh, you don't know the context of that either. It says that you get to understand if you keep commandments. You don't know the context though.
That was perfect context.
Yeah, you gotta get the context. No, I got the context. Thank you though. I'll tell you what. I'll jot down what you think and I'll make sure I leave it somewhere.
Hold on, go Psalms 147, 19, 20. And everybody know that one too. That's perfect context too.
Well, we can go
147, 19, 20.
It goes with
Psalms 147, 19, 20.
Because this is it too. This is it too. This is part of why is Joseph getting this? I'm going to read Psalms 147, verse 18. He sendeth out his word and melteth them. He causeth his wind to blow and the waters flow. He showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. He hath not dealt so with any nation. And as for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye Yahweh.
So even though in context, the Quran means to recite, is reciting things that's previously taught from the Bible. That they still ain't going to have the proper context, and the word was not given unto them to give it to you. It was given unto you to keep these commandments, these statutes, these laws, and then you was going to perfect the conscious understanding of this word.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They didn't want all that.
Yeah, they don't want you to have it. That's why they send people to cemetery school. They want you to get it from the way they want you to teach it from their context. So that way you teaching the dead to the dead and they remain dead. Go ahead.
Cemetery school.
Oh, that was
Cemetery
it.
school. Yeah.
That was it.
Cemetery. That's what Yael said. I got that from Yael. He said cemetery school. So I kept it called cemetery
You
school.
don't go there to learn, you go to the indoctrinate.
Yeah. They remain dead.
That's it. Stay dead.
Yep, they remain amongst the congregations of dead. Yeah.
Dead, buried,
That's right. Go ahead.
I have another scripture here from
What you got?
this is
No, but it's still going. Yeah.
Psalms 119, 103 to 104. How sweet.
Hold on, let us get there.
Hold on, yeah, hold up real quick.
119.
Yeah, you give the old guy shit.
Oh, okay.
That doesn't be the last precinct.
Kind.
Say kind when you get there.
How sweet are thy words unto my taste, yea, sweeter than honey to my mouth. Through thy precepts I get understanding, therefore I hate every false word.
That's right.
And the Quran is a false way.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hinduism, all of that false ways.
You know how to put the Bible on the screen?
No,
I got to figure out. All right.
I ain't never messed with this.
Okay. All right, we can go back.
Oh shoot, yeah.
Nobody in here ever did StreamYard, right? Okay. Mike Isla, you of many talents. You don't know how to work StreamYard, do you? No.
You hit Miguel up.
I will.
You gotta have a subscription for that, right?
Yeah, but I'm on it. I'm just trying to figure out. Like, I don't know if you know when you watch the YouTube lives and they put the Bible right there. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to do that, but I figured out. This is the first time. Like, that's what I said at the beginning. I'm trying to,
You'll have it next time.
Yeah, I'm at the next time. Yeah.
41 and 17.
That's what I thought. And Slakia, the book of Genesis chapter 41, verse 17. And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, in my dream, behold, I stood upon the bank of the river. And behold, there came up out of the river 7 kine, flat-fleshed, and well-favored. And they fed in a meadow. And behold, 7 other kine came up after the poor, and very ill-favored, and lean-fleshed, such as I never saw in all the land of Egypt for badness. And the lean and the ill-favored kind did eat up the first 7 fat kind. And when they had eaten them up, it could not be known that they had eaten them, but they were still ill-favored as at the beginning. So I awoke, and I saw in my dream, and behold, 7 ears came up in one stalk full and good. And behold, 7 ears with withered, thin and blasted, with the east wind sprung up after them. And the thin ears devoured the 7 good ears. And I told this unto the magicians, but there was none that could declare it to me. And Joseph said unto Pharaoh, the dream of Pharaoh is one. God hath showed Pharaoh that he is about to, what he is about to do. The 7 good kind are 7 years, and the 7 good ears are 7 years. The dream is one, and the 7 thin and ill-favored kind that came up after with the east wind, the thing which I have spoken unto Pharaoh, what Yahweh is about to do, he showeth unto Pharaoh. Behold, there come 7 years of great plenty throughout all the land of Egypt. And there shall arise after them 7 years of famine, and all the plenty shall be forgotten in the land of Egypt, and the famine shall consume the land. And the plenty shall not be known in the land by reason of that famine following, for it shall be very grievous. And for that the dream was doubled unto Pharaoh twice. It is because the thing is established by Yahweh, and Yahweh will shortly bring it to pass. Now, therefore, let Pharaoh look out a man discreet and wise, and set him over the land of Egypt. Let Pharaoh do this, and let him appoint officers over the land, and take up the 5th part of the land of Egypt in 7 plenteous years. Salakia. And let them gather all the food of those good years, that come and lay up corn under the hand of Pharaoh, and let them keep food in the cities. And that food shall be for store to the land against the 7 years famine, which shall be in the land of Egypt, and the land perish not through the famine. And the thing was
Real
good.
Quick, I want to point something out. In verse 33, watch what it says. It says, now therefore let Pharaoh look out a man discreet and wise, and set him over the land of Egypt.
Discreet.
This is Joseph giving the counsel to Pharaoh.
Okay.
Joseph's already being asked to solve the problems.
Right.
But Joseph, he's telling him to find a man that's all these things that he knows that he already is.
Right.
So see how he's not putting himself up?
Right.
You see how he's still humble and he's not exalting himself because he lets the Most High exalt him?
Yes.
You know, he went from being in prison for something he didn't do, and he made it up to the top in the prison.
Right.
The warden, what would be called today, raised him up in the prison.
Right.
He's interpreting these dreams, but he's still not getting prideful.
Right.
You see that?
Staying humble.
Right.
It also could be he already knowing nobody else, but
I'm saying I think he does know
he's
that.
still being humble because it's like,
Right.
yo, you know what? All right, maybe it ain't me then. Go find whoever.
Right, and that's the point. I think he does know
the
that.
one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But in back in his mind, he already know. Oh, you gonna
Right.
be coming back?
Right.
Because I mean, it's already
Right.
bestowed upon me
Right.
to have his knowledge.
Exactly. The whole
You know what I
time, the
mean?
Most
He
High
humble
is. Yeah.
outwardly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So he don't
Exactly.
go vain.
Yeah.
So look around. Look around.
Yeah. He's like, how many people would say, "Hey, let me, you know what? I got you. Let me go out here. I can tell you what to do. Let me manage this thing for you."
Right.
Like, don't people jockey for them jobs
Oh, yeah.
to manage things?
Like,
Yeah.
put themselves in position.
Yeah, I can bring you the Super Bowl next year, or I can get your company to a Fortune 500 status.
Mhm.
You know, look at my resume. Like I've done did it for other. I done did it for Chase, Wells Fargo. Look, sign me up, man. I'm telling you, don't go to the other guys. See that?
I'm your man.
Also, do everybody know what kind means?
Yes, it's a cow.
Okay. I just want to make sure.
Like
Back when I would read it, I didn't know. I want to make sure everybody else knows.
Kind.
I know it's cow,
yeah.
but people reading that might not know what kind
And they might not.
Kind?
Cow.
He probably don't.
Yeah.
Kind is cow.
Or cattle.
Cattle.
Yeah. Some type of cattle.
Right.
Some kind of beast.
But yeah, so but
Well,
that's
like it's like it could be sheep, it could be
It's
cows.
a herd. It's part of your herd. Right. Part of your herd. Whatever
Diverse
it may be.
cattle.
Yeah, whatever it may be.
But it's not a split hook.
Nah, it does have a split hook.
Yeah. Clean.
Yeah.
Well, that's Pharaoh's.
But it's kind of
But it's interesting. Yeah, I don't need to go backwards, but it's interesting that when they spoke about it, they pronounced that it was the king's birthday, but it didn't say that Joseph partook.
No, I didn't say that
he
either.
didn't, and most likely he didn't because
Who he is.
because Daniel didn't.
Right.
They moving in the same spirit.
Yeah.
He's probably the same way Daniel, like I said, that chapter 1. I love that chapter 1 of Daniel. He wouldn't eat the king's meat. When I read it,
That's right.
he's talking about the actual meats because they eat anything, it's
They
more. It's
sacrifice
sacrifice idols. There's you could search out many reasons for it. I also look
Was
at
being
like
a partaker.
he's not eating the doctrines of
Right.
Nebuchadnezzar.
Right.
And even though he's being he's in the house of the eunuchs and they're being taught all the knowledge of the Chaldeans, he's learning it, but he's not eating it. Because when you eat it, like it's always twofold. He's not eating it. Like we're supposed to eat the whole roll. Yeah, on the servant master. You're supposed to eat the whole roll. That's getting understanding of the word. So, but you can learn it and not get the understanding.
Right.
You can learn it on a surface level, right? But are you eating it? He's not eating. He's not eating the learning of the Chaldeans,
right?
Let alone that, Joseph, he would have had Nas not to celebrate no birthday. The first birthday that would have been celebrated, even though it's not recorded here, was Nimrod's birthday. You know what I mean? That's where December 25th come from in this context anyway. Right. So he would have known not to celebrate a birthday anyway because Nimrod being the first Antichrist was the first person to celebrate a birthday. So he wouldn't have did it. It was of the Chaldeans or the Canaanites. It would have been their custom. So he would already not to do after their customs. You know what I mean? Even though it wasn't a written law, they had the law, Yeah. Even if you go back to Cain and Abel, they had the law. They was doing a sacrifice unto the Most High. It wasn't a written law, but they had the law to give their best to the Most High during that time of year. He gave the best of his cattle, but Cain tried to give the best of his fruits instead.
I don't want to go off.
Go ahead.
I know we can go off. We get on certain topics.
Go ahead.
We didn't celebrate our birthdays like heathens. Cake, because we know what that represents. The candles, that's a ritual. Right. But we acknowledge them, right?
Well,
they
acknowledge the birth.
You gotta know your age yearly.
Yeah.
So how did we acknowledge it?
Well, I don't see no celebrations of it.
We didn't do like a feast.
I don't see any of that.
We didn't do a feast to acknowledge your birth.
I don't see
not a ritual like the heathens with cake. Because we know what the brownness of the cake and the candle. We know that.
I don't see any of it. I don't see any of it.
Of our birth.
The only feast that was given was in Job when his sons and
daughters but then the house fell on him.
Had a birthday party.
Yeah.
On their day. So that's the only time that you call
a birthday.
That was?
It was their birthday. If you go into the other translations, it actually says birthdays.
It was on their day. So that's the only time.
They was feasting and partying and drinking.
Right.
Yeah.
Like heathens. Right?
Yeah.
The heathens.
But it say they was having a feast, each one on their day at their houses.
Job had to sacrifice for his family because of that too.
Right.
But also got one more verse that's pretty interesting on the interpretation of dreams and how even though he used Joseph and Daniel, but he did use the non-Israelite at one occasion to help Gideon out on an interpretation of a dream. Mm-hmm. If we turn to Judges chapter 7, verses 12. Well, we started at verse. I just thought this was interesting right here. And start at verse 9. Judges chapter 7, verse 9. Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
Because this dream was given to us, and interpretation was given to non-Israelites. So it's pretty interesting. Although Gideon used it, and it was encouraging for him because the Most High told him to go down and eavesdrop on the Midianites and to understand what was going to happen because he was afraid that he was going to overcome the battle. This is after they was drinking water out of their hand.
Yeah, I got you.
You know what I'm saying? So, start at verse 9. You want to read that, Dr. 9?
And it came to pass the same night that Yahweh said unto him, Arise, get thee down unto the host, for I have delivered it into thine hand.
And he's talking to Midian right now. I mean, so this is Lucky. He's talking to Gideon right now, right? Go ahead.
But if thou fear to go down, go thou with Phurah, thy servant, down to thy host.
Right. And the host is the Midianites. Go on.
And thou shalt hear that they say, and afterward,
Hear what they say.
And afterward shall thine hands be strengthened to go down unto the host.
He was encouraged from this. Go on.
Then went he down with Phurah, his servant, unto the outside of the armed men that were in the host. And the Midianites and the Amalekites and all the children of the east lay along in the valley like grasshoppers for multitude.
Huge camp, right?
And their camels were without number, as the sand by the sea side for multitude. And when Gideon was come, behold, there was a man that told a dream unto his fellow, and said, Behold, I dreamed a dream, and lo, a cake of barley bread tumbled in the host of Midian, and came unto a tent, and smote it, that it fell, and overturned it, that the tent lay along, and his fellow answered and said, This is nothing else save the sword of Gideon, the son of Joash, a man of Israel, for into his hand have God delivered Midian and all the hosts. And it was so, when Gideon heard the telling of the dream and the interpretation thereof, that he worshiped and returned into the host of Israel, and said, Arise, for Yahweh have delivered into your hand the host of Midian.
I just wanted to bring that out, man.
Yeah,
I just think that was interesting.
it is. I mean, but we actually see why it happened though. It say right there.
It happened to encourage Gideon.
Yeah, exactly. So the Most High, he will use them sometimes.
He would use the other nations sometimes.
Yeah, if it's at our benefit. That's the difference. It's important to note that though, because that's true. Because like we can also go back to Balak or Balaam or Balak, not Balak, Balaam. Remember, he prophesied, but he wasn't an Israelite.
Right.
The Most High used him though because he was a false prophet that the Moabites was going to, and the Most High used him and so that he could not do what they wanted. Right?
Most High
He'll use matter of fact, he used the donkey before that. But it is.
I have a statement on when you mentioned earlier about boldness and meekness, right? When Joseph walked up and he was giving this report to Pharaoh, technically he was saying that you're not shit, you're not the Lord of all. I serve him.
Right.
That's a death sentence.
Right.
You know, and then he's going to tell Pharaoh what's going to happen. But so he comes in as a servant, but yet he has to stand with boldness, knowing that the report that he's about to give can cause a problem.
Yeah, because if you look,
because Pharaoh was God of the earth.
That's right.
Right? And now you're putting your life in your hand, and then you understand and then be able to give that type of report, and then turn around and extend that right there conversation when he says that it's not yours to give, but it's the Most High.
Because even though Pharaoh's the one coming to him for that knowledge, though, if you see movies, right, and that are like in ancient times, like they got this new show called Shogun. It's like ancient, either Japan or China, Japan, right? Anyway, if the emperors or whatever don't like you off with your head. If you say something that's didn't want to be heard, or might be like against the king, off with your head. Or like even with like Jeremiah. What was Jeremiah doing? Jeremiah was just giving the word of the Lord. It was that they didn't like the word that he was giving, so they put him in the prison. Remember
Esther risked her life to give the request of Xerxes because the court was a place that meant you had royal slaughter.
Exactly.
They'll put you to death.
And that can be a test for you.
Yes.
If you, like the Most High gives you that understanding, and you know that cats have died for letting these people know the answer to their problems, just because it's the wrong answer they're looking for. Like you look at Jehoshaphat and Ahaz. Jehoshaphat asked him before they go to war together, do you got some prophets so we can talk to the Most High? And he had all these 400 false prophets. And then he was like, is there one more? And he was like, Micaiah. And he was like, I hate him because he always tells me basically what I don't want to hear. So he didn't want to get that prophet because he's the one that brings the honesty. And so you know that can lead to your death just by giving the answer, even though you're being relied upon for the answer. Somebody could get scared and be like, okay, he don't want to hear this.
But it also
the Most High, he ain't gonna like what the Most High got to say.
It shows that the Most High go out in front of his prophets as well, because he worked on Pharaoh with a dream 2 times. And then when he worked that into Pharaoh's mind, it became a state of fear that it humbled him to be able to ask such a question and not retaliate and kill Joseph.
Right. And even with Moses could have, somebody might have got scared. Like the Most High keeps saying that he's gonna do this, and then he hardens his heart. Damn, tomorrow it might be my last day because Pharaoh might be tired of seeing me.
But we supposed to stand up. You're supposed to stand up for him even unto death.
Exactly. So, and that's what we've seen. Those are things that we've seen all through these scriptures.
It can't be like the guy that went to Nineveh.
Right. But and then we see even what happened with that though. Most High still said, nah, you ain't getting out of this. You ain't getting out of it.
And then you was talking about boldness or it being a thing of self, right? I could have went up there and I could have gave that report and the power of myself, bringing glory to myself, right? But when I brought it up, I would have to recognize that the Lord might require sacrifice. So it'll humble me to bring that thing up because it's not something I really want to do.
Yeah, and you just made a good point with that though. That brings us back, so we can go back to. I think it was done. We can go back to where we picked up at, but because that point is perfect. Because you said you could have say it again. The first
I brought it up in my vainglory.
In my vainglory, exactly. And then what did he do? We see that he didn't do that because he told Pharaoh. He said, "Go search for a man that has all these traits that he knew the Most High already gave him."
Yeah.
So that's perfect. It's perfect to bring us right back. Bring us right back. Yeah, he's being exalted. Absolutely. He's being exalted by the Most High.
The Most High. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Never mind.
No, it's good. I'll read it. You can break down real quick. I'm sorry. I'm going to go to one more. I just want to go to one more. We have read back in Sirach. We have read in 3. It said in 21. No. In 20, it said, for the power of Yahweh is great, and he is honored of the lowly. We see Joseph, he's remaining lowly. Yeah, he's remaining lowly. Jump ahead to chapter 4, verse 11. It says, wisdom exalteth her children, and layeth hold of them to seek her. So Joseph is going to let the Most High exalt him, or the wisdom that he gave him exalt him. Yeah. So if Pharaoh going to come back and say, hey, I need you to take care of this, he's going to wait for Pharaoh to do it. He ain't going to say, hey, I'm the guy, man. Everybody else, the magicians, they ain't going to get it done. He ain't going to do that. He's going to let the Most High put him in that honor. Yeah. And the wisdom he's on.
Plus, for him being the king, he got to be careful how he handles the king.
Mm-hmm. Understand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Also, remember what did Nebuchadnezzar, he was ready to kill all his magicians. Exactly. Just because they told him, we don't know, basically. Yeah, he wasn't feeling that. Yeah, so the king might not be like you could get off with your head so you got to be on tippy toes. Yes, sir. It was a different time then. Go ahead.
We're gonna start at 33 again. Now therefore let Pharaoh look out a man discreet and wise, and set him over the land of Egypt, Let Pharaoh do this, and let him appoint officers over the land, and take up the 5th part of the land of Egypt in the 7 plenteous years. And let them gather all the food of those good years that come, and lay up corn under the hand of Pharaoh, and let them keep food in the cities. And that food shall be for store to the land against the 7 years of famine, which shall be in the land of Egypt, that the land perish not throughout the famine. And the thing was good in the eyes of Pharaoh and in the eyes of all his servants. And Pharaoh said unto his servants, can we find such a one as this is, a man in whom the spirit of Yahweh is?
See, that wisdom going to exalt you. Go ahead.
And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, for as much as God hath showed thee all this, there is none so discreet and wise as thou art.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So he already seen it wasn't the man worthy, but him himself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Thou shalt be over my house, and according unto thy word shall all my people be ruled. Only in the throne will be I greater than thou.
So he's getting lifted. He's getting exalted. Real quick, 1 Samuel chapter 2, verse 6.
1 Samuel chapter 2.
2 verse 6. Sometimes we gotta let the Most High, we gotta be patient. We gotta let the Most High do his thing.
Yeah, you gotta wait on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, what was that?
1 Samuel chapter 2, verse 6. It says, Yahweh killeth and maketh alive. He bringeth down to the grave and bringeth up. Yahweh maketh poor and maketh rich. He bringeth low and lifteth up. So the Most High, he's been bringing Joseph up all the time. Every time he gets tested, he's enduring that test, staying true, right, and he's getting lifted up. He's getting lifted up. So we gotta see these things, and it's got to be motivation for us. Sometimes you gotta go down and get up. We gotta look at our everyday life. We go through these things. Sometimes you're down in the dirt. Sometimes you're up. Sometimes it's in between. Sometimes you don't know.
Right.
But you gotta keep girded, keep your mind focused that, okay, the Most High, he said the test is coming, temptations is coming. He told me I need to be patient. He told me I need to endure to the end. He told me that I got to keep temperance if I'm looking to be a master. I got to keep temperance in all things. Yeah, and we got to take these accounts and see that we can do it.
Yes.
We got, and that's where you see. Are you a believer or not? Because you wasn't there. At least like in this life, maybe you could have been in a generation, but you got to believe in things that you can't see, right? But they happen. So, am I gonna really believe it, and am I gonna hold to it when I'm in these situations? That's the test that we're gonna face in our lives, right?
Also, we see that Joseph being a picture of Israel. It shows you that the Most High can go into a prisoner and take a prisoner and make him second in charge. Just like he can come in here in the hells of America. Come on, make us rule the earth.
Yeah.
Take the lowly and sleep on high.
It doesn't take 1,000 years.
Right.
Whatever he decides.
Right. There's even we could bring it like to here. We could even like in the world. You got this it's a local clothing company called Carry My Own Weight, right? And brother in the world, but dude was in jail for running the streets doing that thing, right? He was in there, okay. So right, so now he's out though, and for like the last few years he's been building this clothing company that's doing very well, I would say. Like I see people with it on, as much as I see Nike. Like go to the job, you see the Carry My Own Weight fits and all that. He's got the store over there. But it's just to show that he was on the bottom. He was in prison.
Yeah.
He was able to come out right and do something positive, and it's being successful.
Yeah.
So imagine if that can happen. You think the Most High can't do that and better for you?
Oh yes.
Most High. It doesn't change.
And you're actually putting an effort to keep his ways and commandments. Right. So look, we gotta endure. We gotta be patient. We gotta, stick it out through the trials, endure temptation, all those things. Just like we see with Joseph, and then the Most High, on His time, He gonna raise up. Same way He gonna raise up our nation, put us back as a people. Go ahead.
Verse 41. And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, see, I have set thee over all the land of Egypt. And Pharaoh took off his ring from his hand and put it upon Joseph's hand, and arrayed him in vestures of fine linen, and put a gold chain about his neck. And he made him to ride in the second chariot which he had. And they cried before him, bow the knee. And he made him ruler over all the land of Egypt. And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, I am Pharaoh, and without thee shall no man lift up his hand or foot in all the land of Egypt. And Pharaoh called Joseph's name Zephnath-Paneah.
Zephnath-Paneah.
That's one of the
Zephnath-Paneah.
Right?
I want to look that up.
Ain't that one of the pharaohs, right?
Is it?
He was. So theory, and I guess I've heard that the pharaoh who believed in monotheism was Joseph. There was only one pharaoh in Egypt that believed in one God, one true God. They say that was the God of Israel.
Well, they say Joseph was Imhotep.
Right. And they say that's the pharaoh that believed in monotheism, polytheism. Like,
right.
Egyptians, they believe in multi gods, all kind of gods.
Right.
If what you're saying is
something to look into.
Is he one of them? I believe it.
Yeah.
Because we're not going. Obviously, they not going to label him this.
Yeah.
Then we all going to know.
Mm-hmm.
So we're not going to be able to really look at the name, but like you said, the traits. We know he was there. Question is what time period. But then even if the time period is off, who's to say that their time period is right? That's how I be looking at a lot of that stuff with like Egypt, because you get a book and it'll have photos of like servants in Egypt, and one photo, the same book, one photo will look like the same people, but one photo will say
something different.
Well, time frame. One photo will say like 1490 BC, then the other one will say 1190 BC, like after the Exodus. But they look like the same exact, time frame and all that. Who's to say they're not the same time frame? They're telling us the time frame.
Yeah.
So like with the Egyptian pharaoh, he's number 2. So if you digging up graves that are 1,000 years old, you really gonna be able to tell the difference of this dude? Oh, he's not the top pharaoh. Yeah, but he's the number really 2. Though, he really is because
even during his time, like it's almost like Pharaoh took a back seat, and Joseph was actually calling all the shots and running stuff because he trusted in Joseph that much. Like, yo, man, you know what? I'm just a name. I just have this title, but you really running it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like Joseph really was running Egypt at that time.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
He was really running Egypt. He was, the storehouse, we doing this, we doing that. You know what I'm saying? The food here, this is what we gonna do. We gonna distribute this. Like Joseph called the shots during.
Yeah, he was Imhotep. His name Zephnath-Paneah. It means he who deciphereth the hidden, or he whom things are revealed.
What you look? Where you at?
Right there.
What's the source? I'm looking on the BLB and it just
says generated by AI. That's what it said.
BLB.
I just googled it.
Well, we'll take that one for that. BLB says treasury of the glorious rest. So take it for what it is. That's AI.
Yeah.
And
he who deciphered the hidden, or
hold on, he that deciphers the hidden what?
It says that's what it says.
Well, look, check it out. Treasury. What you gonna find in the Most High's treasury? The hidden knowledge. Right. So, right, of the glorious rest. So it's probably really meaning kind of the same thing. Like they got different meanings for Yasharala. They used to say it means he who sees, but we know it means prince of the power.
It's also said
the prince of the power, he who sees, is the same thing. Who's the prophets that see? The sons of Israel. So
it's also said that this name is in some of the catacombs in Colorado in the caverns.
But this is that fast? You
here with an Almirada.
you've seen the sources and stuff?
I got to get the sources.
Yeah, that'd be something I think you should send it, share it. It'd be good. Good for this class. I was planning on, like, when we get into Egypt, bringing some of the photos that printed from internet searches and even books.
Excuse me?
Are you aware of the original name of Egypt?
Yes, Miss Ryan.
It was what?
Miss Ryan.
Miss Ryan.
Yeah, like, remember the BLB? I told you to get the BLB, right?
Yeah.
The Blue Letter Bible?
Yeah.
Yeah, when you go to Egypt and you click on it, you'll see that's the Hebrew word. Mitzrayim. Yeah.
Where they say misery
Yeah.
comes from.
Oh, man.
I mean,
Makes sense.
I
Double straight.
I don't have the facts and sources on it, but they say, in etymology, linguistically, that's where misery comes from, because that's what it was for the children of Israel.
Yeah.
Misery.
Double straights and misery to me sounds like it could be the same. So
That's where they say it comes from.
So when did it become Kemet?
I don't know that.
Kemet just mean the land of the black. To me, that's a Greek word. It mean land of black.
That's Greek? I thought it was Hebrew.
Nah,
It would be a Kiba line, right?
Alkebulon too, yeah.
Kebulon would be a real name. That's the more African or original. Kemet is the Greeks.
Yeah. Ethiopia, they say that's Greek too, though. Yeah.
It was a group of people.
Alkebulon.
Alkebulon.
Yeah.
Explaining something that they weren't. When they came there, they're looking at, they're explaining what they're seeing, and they weren't that thing. Black face, black people.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
Kemet. And this is where we get all of our sciences from.
Chemistry, alchemy, yeah.
That's when the Arabs came in.
Yeah.
Alchemy.
Yeah, we was talking about last week.
Exactly. Astrology. All of the major sciences have that as a rooted in there.
Yeah. Yeah, we can go back.
Okay. And he made him to ride in the Slakia, the book of 41, verse 43. And he made him to ride in the second chariot which he had, and they cried before him, bow the knee, and he made him ruler over all that land of Egypt. And Pharaoh said unto Joseph,
he made him what?
Ruler over all the land of Egypt.
Going back to Yaquad's point. He made him ruler over all the land of Egypt. So the real Pharaoh, he's sitting back, he's just reaping the benefits.
Coasting.
Right.
Yeah.
Joseph is ruling.
Well, that's why they didn't know who the real Pharaoh was.
Yeah, at least somebody.
This is Pharaoh.
Yeah.
They see Joseph, that's Pharaoh.
Especially like the city over.
Yeah.
Because remember, wasn't no televisions, cell phone devices, cars. You live 2 cities over, you probably, look, I see Joseph coming all the time. And he's got the crown, he's got the king's chariot. I got to bow the knee. That's the king.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Verse,
and that same system is
It's like the Most High. And that's that monarch style type
Right.
of mindset.
Right.
Because he's setting with the ring. He is that thing.
Huh.
Christ is that thing.
you still use that same system today.
Yeah.
You might be the president because he's the vice president. He do all the work, but you get all the glory.
Matter of fact, yeah, you see that in every society. The top guy, why is the top guy going to do the work when I'm the top guy? So, like, Christians be like, oh, Christ, he is God, because, like, they say he is the Most High. We're not going to go into that. But as if, like, if we don't do the work when we're the top guy, why would the Most High do the work? He don't have to. Why would he?
Yeah.
It's just they try to like make it make sense that Christ has to be the Most High, but there's like, that's where you see, like, you ain't got no wisdom. Christ don't have to be the Most High just because he's doing all the Most High's work. The Most High don't have to do all the work to still get the credit. But we know that, so we ain't gonna harp on that too much. We already know that.
Verse 45. And Pharaoh called Joseph's name Zaphnath-Paneah, and he gave him to wife Asenath, the daughter of Porphyra, priest of On. And Joseph went out over all the land of Egypt. And Joseph was 30 years old when he stood before Pharaoh, king of Egypt. And Joseph went out from the presence of Pharaoh and went throughout all the land of Egypt. And in the 7 plenteous years, earth brought forth by handfuls. And he gathered up all the food of the 7 years which were in the land of Egypt, and laid up the food in the cities. The food of the field, which was round about every city, laid he up in the same. And Joseph gathered corn as the sand of the sea, very much until he left numbering, for it was without number. And unto Joseph were born 2 sons before the years of famine came, which Asnath, the daughter of Porphyra, priest of On, bare unto him. And Joseph called the name of the firstborn Manasseh, for God said, he hath made me forget all my toil and all my father's house. And the name of the second called he Ephraim, for God hath caused me to be fruitful in the land of my affliction. And those are the names of Ephraim and Manasseh. Ephraim means to be fruitful.
Yeah. Hey, real quick, go to Sirach again, chapter 10, verse and 24.
After the class, I'm gonna need a quick dialogue on the Joseph and Ephraim and Manasseh, because I try to figure it out on tribes, because that would be Joseph. Joseph was a direct son of Israel, right? But then Manasseh, Ephraim became part of the 12 tribes, the son of Joseph. So I got an understanding of it, but I just want to break bread.
I can break it real quick. And
real quick. You got a quick one, because I ain't thinking.
Joseph took Ephraim's stead, and Manasseh took the stead of Dan.
You got to break it down.
I got to show you.
I show him later. That, okay. Like, wow.
Well, even we can't do that right now. But you know, Jacob said, you're probably not talking about this, but because you already know, Jacob said, I'm gonna make your sons are gonna be 2 tribes, as opposed to you be a tribe. You already know that. Okay.
When he was dying, he gave the message, right?
Yeah. All right, we'll get into that.
You're 10, Sirach 10.
Oh, 24. Sirach 10 and 24 and 25 says, great men and judges and potentates shall be honored, yet is there none of them greater than he that feareth Yahweh. So that's what we're reading about with Joseph, right? Verse 25, under the servant that is wise shall they that are free do service, and he that have knowledge will not grudge when he is reformed. So what we're seeing here with Joseph, those that are free are doing him the service. That's the one that's wise. The free people is doing service to the servant. That's what the wisdom of Most High do for us. Go ahead. Back to the.
But you can read 26 too.
Read 26 then.
Be not over wise in doing thy business, and boast not thyself in the time of thy distress. And that's just what Joseph did not do. He did not boast of himself in his time of distress, even though he was wise in what he was doing. Like he presented himself as worthy, but then he let Pharaoh exalt him in that position, so he was able to be king over all of Egypt.
Okay. Keep reading.
Better is he that laboreth and aboundeth in all things than he that boasteth himself and wanteth bread. My son, glorify thy soul in meekness, and give it honor according to the dignity thereof. Who will justify him that sinneth against his own soul? And like he did with Pharaoh's wife.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And whom will honor him that
also and sinneth against his own soul by what? Exalting himself.
Yeah.
But he could have exalted himself when he was given that advice of who should help Pharaoh. Because if he had misspoke, that could have turned out to be sin against his own soul or dishonor to his own soul. Go ahead.
And who will honor him that dishonored his own life? The poor man is honored for his skill, and the rich man is honored for his riches. He that is honored in poverty, how much more in riches?
You see that? He was honored because of his wisdom and in poor, and then he still got the riches. He still got the riches. So it says, how much more? He that is honored in poverty, how much more in riches?
And he that is dishonorable in riches, how much more is poverty?
You see that? So, and then on the flip side, those that we're gonna read in the story. Everybody ends up selling everything to Joseph. Everything to Joseph. And now they're losing their honor and going into poverty. And it don't really go into how they took it, but we already see how does Esau take it when he's on top and falls down. Esau wants to commit suicide.
Slakia, but in this, like, they did it all in honor because they obeyed the Most High. They was able to lay up their food, and they knew that the famine was coming. They knew the precautionary measures to take, and of course, they probably told the people around them, "Look, this about to hit too." You know what I mean? This famine coming, and they probably didn't even listen either.
Exactly.
Probably didn't listen at all. And then they was jumped. They bold. We got riches, and then they end up giving all the riches back to an Egypt that's ran by Joseph.
That's where people take their comfort in their riches.
Because they was heavy, and they say, well, the man that trusted in riches.
Right. Like I'm not, the world in it, but I'm cool. I got money. I can build a bunker. I'm cool. The Most High would make that bunker that you done built with your riches, and he'll utilize that for some Israelites that kept his commandments and need somewhere. Right? If you look in future coming, people prepping and relying on the riches, like I done did all this prepping, then the Most High can turn and flip it and be like, you gone, you out the way. And then here comes some Israelites that Most High done directed our paths, and we stumble across the cachet. And now the Most High making it work.
Yeah, you got a cachet laid up.
The poor.
You laying up weapons, you laying up storehouse food and everything. But you ain't gonna be able to enjoy it. The Most High gonna give it to somebody else because you're living wickedly. So there's no honor in your riches. You're gonna have that poverty. You're gonna be given dirt. You're gonna inherit dirt. And somebody else gonna inherit your riches because the Most High gonna set it up that way. Yeah. Because like he said, it's prophesied, they're gonna get snatched out the bunkers. And so they're gonna be pulled out the clefts of the rock. In Jeremiah 16, that's already prophecy. That's how they're gonna get pulled out the clefts of the rock. They're gonna be in the bunkers. Yeah, they're going to slavery, going right to slavery. Out the clefts of the rock. Ain't my stuff. Tough. Future prophecy. And they done built what? They done built the underground highway all the way from the Ozarks all the way out to California. Yeah. So
really?
Yeah. It's called the Ozark Highway.
It's on YouTube or what?
Yeah.
Look it up. You got the link?
No, I don't know if it's still in there, but it was the truck. And they showed the truck, and he said they've been driving back and forth to California to the Ozarks underground, not on the main highway, but underground.
They got the technology.
Yeah.
Listen, they probably got one coming from the Ozarks all the way this side too.
That's right. Even in Colorado, they got underground cities.
Yeah.
Underneath the airport.
Yeah, he was just saying that.
Isn't that just for the tractor trailer?
But they got an underground city and stuff. Then they got bunkers and stuff too.
Yeah, they're praying for the end.
Yeah.
The tractor trailer, what, just to drive through?
Yeah.
Store stuff in there.
Yeah, of course they is. Come on. Of course they are.
Yeah.
Of course they are. Of course they are. Of course they are. Of course they are. Of course they are.
And for years, they would build the bunkers underground because that's how they thought they was going to escape.
I don't know if you remember it, but it used to be this cartoon back in the day called Box Master. I used to watch it when I was like before I go to school, like 6 a.m, and they had these little houses, and the house would go under the ground and screw into the ground real slow, and then if they wanted to, they could level up and come out the ground, be like a 5-story house, but you wouldn't know it was there because it could tunnel back on the ground and bury itself. They're gonna get snatched out all that stuff. They ain't gonna show you if they ain't did it, and this was in early '90s. You know what I mean? You probably could Google the cartoon, you gonna watch it, and be like, oh man.
I thought they abandoned that because if there was any explosions, they would be cut off from the air supply.
I don't know if they abandoned. I would think they would have some way. I would think by now they got some technology that store up some oxygen. Yeah, you know what I mean? Ventilation. Something. Yeah.
They got some other escape route.
Yeah.
Something that goes
They have the vent stacks.
Yeah.
Closely, they got the vent stacks how they're coming out of these mountains.
Yeah.
You know, for the
Yeah.
fresh air. and whatnot.
We seen Clone Tyrone. We seen Clone Tyrone. That's it.
So what then? Oh, Elon Musk.
His brother, he recently retired from the service as a captain, and he built a machine to pull the moisture out of the
Yeah, I
air
saw
and
that.
water.
Yeah, it was in he took it out to Flint, Michigan, and somebody came in to destroy the machine. I saw that. I saw that. Yeah, he made a machine and it snatched the water right out there, and it was giving them clean water, and they was coming at the people in Flint, and just overnight he didn't see who did it. Somebody just came in and sabotaged the machine. Yeah.
But he also did it in Puerto Rico.
Oh yeah.
Because the president wouldn't budge. So he went out there. They ain't had no fresh water. They ain't had no water. So he went out there and he put the machine together and started it up, and the people got water for free.
But the largest body of water is the air. It's low density water.
Yeah.
That's right.
And
Absolutely.
Extrapolating.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
And we're breathing in water vapor as we breathe right now.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. That's crazy though. I didn't know they did it in Puerto Rico though either.
And he did it in Africa.
Yeah.
Puerto Rico, and it was another place.
For free.
Yeah, I read the whole thing.
Oh well, you know they don't want us to have too much of anything for free anyway.
No. The government done bought the prize now. He can't do it no more.
They bought it.
They done bought it. They bought him too.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. He sold out because he was doing it for free.
Yeah,
They probably told him, "Look, you take this money, or we're going to kill you." That's probably what they told him. You take this money, don't say nothing else about this. We're going to kill you because they had that dude. Remember when they had that shooting in Buffalo? They had a dude. He had made the engine out of water.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, he just ended up so happened to be one of the dudes that killed in the Buffalo shooting. Yeah.
It was in the late 70s. There was these two college students that had to do their internship, and what they did was they built a car and bought a whole lot of chicken, and they had chicken stops on the way to California where they would re-up the chicken and fry it in the back of the car. Fry the chicken and use the oil to run the car.
I saw that too. Yeah, they was making ethanol out of it. I saw that.
That's it.
I saw that. I ain't never seen nothing else about it either.
No, because Ford was waiting for him.
But see, Ford, they've been doing that. They did that with George Washington Carver. He had figured out how to run the engine off of peanut oil and stuff like that.
Right.
And they took the technology and they never used it. They never used it.
Show.
Yeah, they just bought it from him.
Yeah,
and then they castrated him, everything.
They
Like,
put too much money into gasoline.
yeah, man.
Yeah.
Wicked, man.
Moving right along.
Yeah.
Just trying to get commercial right there.
Mm-hmm.
Where we at?
Somewhere around 50 something. You said
Yeah, we
was born two sons?
Yeah. All right. And unto 53. And the 7 years of the plenteous that was in the land of Egypt were ended, and the 7 years of dearth began to come, according as Joseph had said. And the dearth was in all lands, but in all the land of Egypt there was bread. And when all the land of Egypt was famished, the people cried to Pharaoh for bread. And Pharaoh said unto all the Egyptians, Go unto Joseph, what he saith to you do. And the famine was over all the face of the earth.
Back in Genesis, chapter 41 and 56. 56.
And the famine was over all the face of the earth. And Joseph opened all the storehouses and sold unto the Egyptians, and the famine waxed sore in the land of Egypt. And all countries came into Egypt to Joseph for to buy corn, because that the famine was so sore in all lands. Chapter 42, verse 1. Now when Jacob saw that there was corn in Egypt, Jacob said unto his sons, Why do you look one upon another? And he said, Behold, I have heard that there is corn in Egypt. Get you down thither and buy for us from thence, that we may live and not die. And Joseph's 10 brethren went down to buy corn in Egypt. But Benjamin, Joseph's brother, Jacob sent not with his brethren, for he said, Lest peradventure mischief befall him. And the sons of Israel came to buy corn among those that came from the famine was in the land of Canaan. And Joseph was the governor over the land, and he it was that sold to all the people of the land. And Joseph's brethren came and bowed down themselves before him with their face to the earth. And Joseph saw his brethren, and he knew them, but made himself strange unto them, and spake roughly unto them. And he said,
where we read about that happening? What just happened?
Purpose of why he did that.
Pharaoh.
Yeah.
Nah, that was his dream. Right. They
he told him that he said they're gonna come bow down to him.
Yeah.
We read it last week.
Go ahead.
And Joseph saw his brethren, and he made them, but made himself strange unto them, and spake roughly unto them. And he said unto them, Whence come ye? And they said, From the land of Canaan to buy food. And Joseph knew his brethren, but they knew him not. And Joseph remembered the dreams which he dreamed of them, and said unto them, Ye are spies to see the nakedness of the land ye are come. And they said unto him, Nay, my lord, but to buy food are thy servants come. We are all one man's son. We are true men. Thy servants are no spies. And he said unto them, Nay, but to see the nakedness of the land ye are come. And they said, Thy servants are 12 brethren, the sons of one man in the land of Canaan. And behold, the youngest is this day with our father, and one is not. And Joseph said unto them, That it is it that I spake unto you, saying, Ye are spies. Hereby ye shall be proved by the life of Pharaoh. Ye shall not go forth hence, except your youngest brother come thither. Send one of you, and let him fetch your brother, and ye shall be kept in prison, that your words may be proved, whether there be any truth in you. Or else by the life of Pharaoh, surely you are spies. And he put them all together into ward.
He's getting
3 days.
Payback.
Also, this is the younger brother, so they probably was close. He want to see his brother. He like, man, I want to see my little, see my brother, man. We the youngest ones. We was close. Bring my brother, man. He playing, you know what I'm saying? He want to see all his brothers together.
Yeah, but they have
Benjamin and Joseph the same mom.
Right. That's what I mean. And they're closer to age.
Yes.
Khan, also it's an important fact to recognize here too, that you see that the World Stock Exchange was developed here.
Yeah.
Don't forget this was an exchange.
Yeah.
Right.
So who is it that can take a duck and say what is the worth of a duck versus a pail of bricks? Someone has to process that particular information. That's a high thought process to be able to take different means of commerces and be able to create a balance of exchange.
Yeah, checks and balances.
That's an amazing mind there.
Here's another thing. If you look at what the scripture is saying, it alerts you about the first time that you hear about how they stored the corn for later use, which the farmers are doing today.
Yeah.
See them tall buildings?
Silos,
I forget what they call it.
Silos.
Yeah. Same principle.
Yeah.
Verse 18. And Joseph said unto them, The third day this do, and live, for I fear Yahweh. If you be true men, let one of your brethren be bound in the house of your prison. Go ye carry corn for the famine of your houses, but bring your youngest brother unto me, so shall your words be verified, and ye shall not die. And they did so. And they said one to another, We are verily guilty concerning our brother, and that we saw the anguish of his soul when he besought us, and we would not hear. Therefore is this distress come upon us.
Okay, has anybody ever heard that corn ain't for consumption of people?
Yeah.
That yellow corn, right?
Yeah, I know Yaki said so. You heard that? Anybody else? Right, you can't drink water now. You said
everything is bad.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure it out. All I'm reading is corn.
If they ate it then, so be it. But we're not eating it today.
He said that's why it
corn?
don't digest in our
You're not
system,
supposed to eat it
because it's not supposed
I
to
know.
be eaten.
because it's been tampered with.
Yeah.
Oh well. Yeah, I'm saying in general though.
Oh,
Like corn. Right. So, but I don't know if you had heard it, but like no, I'm talking in general.
Okay.
The saying is that corn in general
Okay.
It's out there. He knows about it. That's why he said that the brother that said it. Like now he's saying you can't even drink water. You're supposed to eat the water, but like he says, corn in general like ain't for the consumption of the human body.
Because we only got one stomach.
Yeah, but if the Most High wouldn't have Joseph eating it, wouldn't have us eating it, and it wouldn't be lawful if it wasn't for our consumption.
Right.
You see that? But there's a doctrine saying that it's not. I'm just pointing that out. Oh, you see, this is how you survive famine by the corn. You brought up the silos. You can save corn.
Right.
If it wasn't made for the body.
Bad, I guess.
Right. I don't know. You know about it?
No, but DuPont paid Monsanto about $50 million to take and manipulate the DNA of corn. That's the
that yellow corn's not natural.
That's
the yellow corn's not
That's
natural.
not the only corn out there.
Right.
No, it's not.
That's a
You got red corn.
right.
Flint corn. I grow
That's a
rainbow
different
corn.
topic. But that's
I grow rainbow
cool. It's
corn.
good to know.
That's what, white and yellow?
It's rainbow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Corn has been manipulated. To what degree, what grain, I don't know.
It's a
But
biothing.
Right.
And they changed the molecular structure. That's what they do.
Now they grow it because they use it more for the syrup and the sugar that's in it. That's why it's yellow.
Corn is so part of our culture. That's why you see Christ. We see it right here with Joseph.
Mhm.
And then you see Christ even plucking the corn and plucking the corn.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Yeah, that corn was fresh off the stalk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's available.
Yeah, I'm eating corn fresh off the stalk.
But like,
Definitely got a
but for
different
the Most High to give us all these very detailed instructions,
Yeah.
and it to be all through the Bible that eat corn.
Yeah.
And then to say that it's not for human consumption, that's crazy.
well, that's the thing.
Now, but you're talking that what you're saying, yeah, that's that. But just in general, like
so that it has a high tolerance to temperature swings and weak chemical loads.
Yep.
Right? And they
You
do a
grow
lot
in-
more with
They can grow in
Yeah.
any soil.
yeah.
And they put the growth hormones in it too.
Yeah, absolutely.
You shall
And
eat your
it's-
food
and it's
defiled among the Gentiles.
You know what I'm saying?
There it is, exactly.
Yo, we driving with corn in our gas.
Yeah.
Ethanol.
Yeah. Okay.
Ethanol.
Ah. That's why some of the, now I remember some pumps have like a little corn logo with the.
Yup.
Oh, okay.
But that's a promise to Esau, right? That you shall live by the fat of the earth. What part of the fat of the earth is it?
Mm.
Anything that the earth yields is fat.
Mhm.
And Esau knows that he's controlling food, water, everything. He's controlling the very basic forms of the fat of the earth, not the monetary stuff. That's
Yeah.
all.
No.
You get the original stuff,
Yeah.
right? But everything.
Yeah, because
He uses his
he's
soil.
doing what you just said a minute ago.
Yeah.
Because he's got the fat of the earth. He's the one making the what you said a minute ago. He's determining the value of this to this is worth this. He's getting to make those decisions. Then he's making up the money so that we can chase it and still be broke. Because he's got the fat. Like, yeah. Sure. We can go back. I don't know.
Verse 21. And they said one to another, we are verily guilty concerning our brother, in that we saw the anguish of his soul when he besought us, and we would not hear. Therefore is this distress come upon us. And Reuben answered them, saying, spake I not unto you, saying, do not sin against the child, and ye would not hear. Therefore, behold, also his blood is required. And they knew not that Joseph understood them, for he spake unto them by an interpreter. And he turned himself about from them and wept, and returned to them again and communed with them, and took from them Simeon and bound him before their eyes. Then Joseph commanded to fill their sacks with corn, to restore every man's money into his sack, and to give them provision for the way. And thus did he unto them. And they lathered their asses with the corn and departed thence. And as one of them opened his sack to give his ass provender in the inn, he espied his money. For behold, it was in his sack's mouth. And he said unto his brethren, my money is restored. And lo, it is even in my sack. And their heart failed them, and they were afraid, saying one to another, what is this that Yahweh hath done unto us? And they came unto Yaquab, their father, unto the land of Canaan, and told him all that befell unto them, saying, the man who is in the Lord of the land spake roughly to us, and took us for spies of the country. And we said unto him, we are true men, we are no spies. We be 12 brethren, sons of our father. One is not, and the youngest is this day with our father in the land of Canaan. And the man, the Lord of the country, said unto us, hereby shall I know that ye are true men. Leave one of your brethren here with me, and take food for the famine of your households, and be gone. And bring your youngest brother unto me. Then shall I know that ye are no spies, but that ye are true men. So will I deliver you your brother, and ye shall traffic in the land. And it came to pass, as they emptied their sacks, that behold, every man's bundle of money was in his sack. And when both they and their father saw the bundles of money, they were afraid. And Joseph, their father, said unto them, and Jacob, their father, said unto them, me have ye bereaved of my children. Joseph is not, and Simeon is not, and ye will take Benjamin away. All these things are against me. And Reuben spake unto his father, saying, slay my two sons, if I bring him not to thee. Deliver him into my hand, and I will bring him to thee again. And he said, my son shall not go down with you, for his brother is dead, and he is left alone. If mischief befall him by the way in the which ye go, then shall ye bring down my gray hairs with sorrow to the grave.
We can stop right there. It's 3 o'clock. Yeah. So we can stop right there. Pick back up next week. 43.
Tom Springer here tonight?
You've been out late.
Sunday and Monday, right?
So
It's tonight there.
this was the
I don't know either.
It's always on the shop.
on this out.
Well, one thing good. Your phone
Slap.
automatic.
Hold up, y'all.
Good.
This was the Hebrew Chosen Elect Sabbath service. We congregate every Sabbath from 12 to 3 at Rose Hill Community Center, 19 Lamson Lane, Newcastle, Delaware, room 110B. If you're in the area, we'd love to have you come out. We take alms. If you'd like to give alms, we accept alms through Cash App, #, Hebrew Chosen Elect. You got anything?
Yeah, you can watch our previous lessons on Facebook at The Rise of the Chosen, Mikael 7 on YouTube, HCE Reloaded on YouTube, and Hebrew Chosen Elect 2 on YouTube. And if you'd like to reach out to us, you can find us on Facebook, Brandon Dales, Yakanah Maccabees, and
We are Israel.
We are Israel.
We are Israel. WE''ARE Israel.
And you can get some of your freshest garments from our brother Mayaka Ayala at Maccabees Clothing.
Oh, you got the site up? Okay. Site coming soon.
Site coming soon.
Site coming soon. But yeah, Khan. So with that being said, Shabbat Shalom, Kwam Yashala.
Kwam Yashala. Kwam Yashala. Kwam Yashala. Ba'ashem Yashala.
All right, so you ended it.
Trying to.